going on YouTube? It's your boy Aaron TV with my buddy Dennis. We're doing a Transfer Roundup. Stutters not included. So, we're going to start out with some notable transfers from the week. Stuff that we picked out. And by we, I actually mean me. Just me. No help from him at all.
Not really, no.
And we're just going to go through them, say a little comment about them here and there, and we'll get into it. So the first one I've got on my list is Alex Telles from Galatasaray de Porto, and he spent the season on loan at Inter. It was Inter, right?
I believe so.
It was Inter. I didn't really watch much of him, did you?
No. Still young. Not a league I watch much.
I don't really know how well he would have done to begin with. I mean, they didn't keep him, so that might say something about it.
Yeah.
Luca Dini, and that actually doesn't sound like how you would pronounce his name, and it is. And he literally was like, "My name is Luca." From PSG to Barca, I'm a Barca fan, so this is my bread and butter. I didn't even watch him, but from the stats, he pretty much beat Jordi Alba in almost anything and everything.
I would still be surprised if he overtook Alba this year.
Yeah.
Or a future signing, probably.
Yeah, probably. I think he's only like 22. I don't know. I think Jordy's like, what, 26, 27?
Maybe older. Not sure. Could be correct, though.
So that's a good one. I like that one. Just to have some competition, because let's be honest, Adriano was no cover.
Adriano is
There's
terrible.
no cover. No competition. No anything. Dude was ass. Morgan De Sanctis from Roma to Monaco. I don't know much about that either. Other than that, he's an older goalkeeper.
Average goalie.
Yeah, something they probably needed. I don't even know. Who is their goalkeeper? Subasic?
I believe so.
I don't know what his name is. I'm TT to Barca from Lyon.
Another future transfer, probably. He has some cover this year.
Down with it. Considering the dude played out of his skin against Germany in the Euros.
Yeah, he's solid.
Like, literally out of his skin. I don't know how well he did. I mean, he did okay in the last game, but then again, France as a whole kind of shit the bed.
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about that game. That was bad.
Let's see. Benatia to Juve just went through today. Well, not official, but it's pretty much official. Dude's getting what is it? Medical done, all that stuff.
I'd be interested to see how that works with those back three Italians. Which ones can move for Benatia to come in?
Yeah, I don't know. Or either that. I don't think he'd change his formation. There's no way.
No, it's gonna be a three in the back.
It's fucking Italian bread and butter.
Could be Barzali going to the bench. Benucci leaving, possibly.
Barzagli is old. He's like 36 now.
Probably.
Whatever. Old bastard.
Still played well in the Euros, though.
Italy, man. The defensive fucking team is unreal. Vincent, I think his name is Vincent, to Spurs from Easy something or another from the Netherlands. Like, he had one good season, and they basically bought him off one good season.
And they needed cover anyway, so
it might be alright.
Yeah,
Who knows? It'll be okay. Joaquin Correa to Sevilla from Sampdoria. All I know is that he's a really young midfielder, attacking midfielder. Argentinian.
I don't know anything about him.
What's Chile's coach? Or not, was old Chile's coach, but now Sevilla's coach name?
Sampaoli?
That's it.
Yeah.
Asked for him specifically. So there's got to be a reason. It's going to be somewhat good. Pierre Holzberg from Bayern Munich. Well, he was on loan at Schalke. And went from Bayern Munich to Southampton. Good move on their part if they can actually get him to, like, have game time. Because that's why Bayern didn't want to keep him. There's no way they're going to, especially when you sign Renato Sanchez.
Yeah.
You're not keeping any form of midfielder. Like, that's not Renato Sanchez level. So
It'd be interesting to see how Southampton cope without Kamen. Moving on to Everton.
True. Oh yeah. Lewis Cook from Leeds to Bournemouth. I don't know anything about him.
Potential. Bournemouth were decent last year.
And
I'm
pretty sure they broke their transfer record. Record! They broke the transfer record trying to get Lewis Cook. Broke their transfer record. Like 14 mil or some shit.
We'll see.
Good luck to you, Bournemouth. Ahmed Musa to Leicester. If video games are any indication, he will be great.
Pace.
Pace.
All kinds of pace.
Lots of pace. I don't know how old he is.
Fairly young.
He's youngish.
Mid-20s probably.
He's on the young side. We'll take it. Good for Leicester. Getting cover for Vardy or a striker partner for Vardy. Who knows? For all those career mode fans, Leali is still not going to be able to be bought. Sorry about your bad luck. He goes from one team to get loaned out to another team. It's not happening. Apologies.
Gonna have to wait a couple years.
Yep. Sucks to suck unless you're Juventus, in which case recall him. Use him while Buffon retires. I almost called him Buffoon.
Buffoon?
I'd have got fucked by any Juventus fan. Buffoon? Man, Buffoon! Buffoon you in the ass, son. Kranevitter. I like this one. This one's one of my favorites. Kranevitter loaned to Sevilla from Atletico Madrid. Dude played actually really well in the Copas.
Should be a solid replacement for Kachowiak.
Yeah, a younger one, and maybe they have an option to buy. I doubt it, but it'll be nice to see him play on the regular. Then there's Simi Vershalko. I butchered his name. To Atletico Madrid from Sassuolo, and it's probably either direct competition for Juan Fran or they're gonna remove Juan Fran from the starting lineup to use him, because Juan Fran's he's getting old.
He is old. Groom him behind him for maybe next year, the year after.
Yeah, get him in cup games, play him against all the shitty La Liga teams, because let's be honest, there's a few.
Let Simeone get to him.
Yeah. Jesus Gomez to Newcastle, which was probably just to make room for Vershalko. I don't even remember the last time Jesus Gomez actually played. So there you go.
Newcastle have been busy trying to get back up to that Premier League.
Yeah, that's true. Rafa is actually somewhat recruiting decent players that they probably wouldn't have gotten any other reason or any other time. So good on them. Good on you, Rafa, for succeeding when Real Madrid kicked you in the nuts and left you for dead.
Tough going from Real Madrid to Newcastle.
And it must be tough sucking a whole lot of dick. Sucking a whole lot of presidential Perez dick, not knowing what to do with your life. Apparently it's Newcastle. Newcastle's his midlife crisis team.
Yeah.
Sorry, Newcastle fans. Victor Valdez to Middlesbrough, which I'm actually I'm becoming a fan of Middlesbrough with the transfers they're doing. Genius.
Very busy team, trying to make sure they don't
Super
get
busy.
back down.
Super busy. When you get Victor Valdez, you're signing a keeper that's won multiple trophies.
Little old now.
Little old, but Buffon shows that you can be however old you want and still stop the ball.
And Czech. Both really old.
So there's that. So that's the notable transfers from this week. It's gonna be a thing we're gonna be doing. It's gonna be we're gonna try and make it a weekly thing. So we'll just keep having the transfers over. We'll talk about them like we have now. The next thing we're gonna do is our top 5 transfers from the summer so far. We both made up different lists for different reasons. So we figured this would be a pretty fun thing to do. We can change it up with the different transfers that have happened in the time that we haven't made episodes. So you want us to go one by one? We'll do it like that, our top one and bottom. Okay. So my top transfer from the summer, which will come as no shock, is Umtiti to Barcelona. They have needed backup in that defensive line so long that it's actually shocking to see them get somebody better. You have Vermaelen, who may have played 3 games, if that, and then immediately injured himself. You had Matthew who played really well in the first season in his Barcelona career and then shit the bed in the second one.
Complete liability.
And that was it. That was all we had. And if Mascherano or PK were out, well, fucking goodbye game. That was it.
Yeah.
So having adequate cover who is already has had regular game time and is already a internationally capped player and is still young, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
My top transfer was Krychowiak to PSG. Krychowiak, I think, could take PSG to the next level in the Champions League because, let's be honest, they have no competition in France. So they needed a little help because Thiago Motta is not going to get it done. If you want to go next step in the Champions League. And Krychowiak, world class, one of the best midfielders last year, I think, could really take PSG to the next level in the Champions League.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was probably one of the shrewder moves they made so far this summer. And it seemed fairly easy. But considering the fact that they got Unai Emery as their coach now, really changes how that team's going to be run.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, no, it's actually like worrisome in the Champions League now. They're not going to be a pushover like they have been. So, moving on. Number 2, Zlatan to Manchester United. I don't think I have to explain that one.
As a Chelsea fan, it hurts.
It does.
Good year, and we probably had Zlatan. He wanted to play for Mourinho.
And there goes Mourinho. But yeah, there's no reason to explain that. It's Zlatan. If you don't know who Zlatan is and you're watching this, then you should just probably not.
You should not call yourself a soccer fan.
No. Leave. There's the door.
They can't see the door.
I know. I'm not talking about it. Your next one?
Next, I have Batshuayi to Chelsea. Of course, I have to throw one of the only signing so far in the mix. Two-footed. He's been solid on both feet. Scored about equal goals with both feet. He's big. He's Belgian, which is a Chelsea thing. So
I don't know why that's a thing. That's like a big thing.
I'll take it because Hazard, he sucked last year. Still the best player we have, to be completely honest.
Yeah, Courtois has kind of been a letdown the past season.
Costa is probably likely to be suspended or hurt almost the entire time. So you need cover. And as of right now, we have Remy and Traore. So Batshuayi was important because we could rely on him.
You can't rely on Remy.
No.
Relying on Remy is like relying on a saltine cracker to be your float in an ocean.
I don't even know if I would give him that much credit.
Fair enough. Number 3 for me is Renato Sanchez to Bayern. I feel like not only did they come out of nowhere and shank him out of the grasp of every other team ever, they did it without making a sound.
And they just got probably the next big star.
Yeah, in all of football, they probably just got like the next top star, and it was a coup. Like Manchester United was like, all the fans were like, yeah, we got him. And then next thing you know, it's like, Bayern has some Renato Sanchez. And you're like, what the shit? He wasn't linked to him. Nothing. They bought him. And then he put on a world star performance in the Euros.
Sensational. Best player for Portugal.
Anytime they brought him in, he instantly turned the tide of the match. So, kudos. Because you just probably signed the next Ronaldo in terms of popularity for Portugal.
Yeah. My next one was Nico Gaitan to Atletico.
Underrated.
Yeah, and they can move Koke back inside.
For once.
Play him outside. Koke would rather be in the middle.
He's like an Iniesta type with a little bit more gruff on the ball. A little bit more.
Bring in Gaitan, pace up and down the wing, can play in some really good balls, get in behind. Add pace that Atletico didn't necessarily have, and I think they needed that.
He played well in Copa, too, before his injury.
Yeah, I think the Atletico, they're kind of the third fiddle in La Liga, but I think they could come back and win the Premier League again this year.
Premier League?
The Premier League. La Liga again this year. We usually talk about the Premier League. That's what I know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Couldn't have known. No, I like the Nico one. Nico was good. I'm going to the Premier League now. Granit Xhaka to Arsenal. I think that was really like they've needed someone like him for probably like 4 years. Like they have needed that presence in the midfield that's going to just bum rush everyone, destroy the whole center of the park, and be the tackling but also finesse passing presence that they needed. So I like that one.
Personally, I wasn't a huge fan. Of all the places to improve Arsenal, I don't think midfield was the one they needed.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. They didn't have a Conte type, and I think that's what they wanted because they couldn't get Conte, so they probably thought Xhaka was the next best thing. Because Coquelin was okay, but he was suspended a lot. He got injured. El Neni's not anywhere near that type of level yet, and Granit Xhaka is already an established product. I think they just wanted something that was going to happen, not something that they needed to wait on. I think they would like a playoff push, but let's be honest, Arsenal will finish fourth.
Yes, good player. Probably could have been spent elsewhere.
Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is.
Next, I had Fuguli to West Ham. West Ham surprised a lot of people last year. Obviously, backed with Payet. Payet carried the team.
Oh, yeah.
When he was out, they struggled. That's probably what kept them out of even maybe the Champions League. So, bring in Fuguli, someone that can take a little of the pressure off of Payet. With the improving Valencia up front, I think West Ham will be dangerous again this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be better. I think they've improved in the places they need to. Although getting Faguli and then Torre from Besiktas was kind of confusing, as you basically just signed two people for the exact same position. But whatever, unless Torre can play on the left or Faguli can play on the left, which Faguli might be able to play on the left. Maybe.
Either way, it's cover because they don't really have depth in that position.
No. Yeah, they didn't do too bad. I mean, really, the biggest part of that is that he was free.
Oh yeah, great buy.
He was free. Torre was alone, and he was free. Like, they got a very good winger, literally for $0. So they made some kind of improvement there. My fifth and final one from the summer so far. Here's the thing: there's a lot of transfers that's already happened, a lot of really good ones. So trying to pick out like a top 5 is almost like stabbing yourself in the foot and trying to run a marathon. So my fifth one is Nampalys Mendy to Leicester, because let's be honest, Conte's leaving.
Most likely, hopefully.
Who knows where? It sounds like Chelsea at the time. I saw that out of the corner of my eye. You can't hide that from me.
I'm not trying to hide anything.
And they needed cover, and it sounds like I don't know a whole lot about this Mendy dude other than the things I've heard in the stats I've seen. Never watched him play. Like I said, France is not something I usually watch unless it's PSG. Other than that, it's like all the teams are So this one just seems like a like for like replacement, and I think he's younger than Conte.
A few years. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Goodbye for a team that's still pretty good and has improved, even with like the Ahmed Musa thing. So I don't know. I like that. I like that move by them a lot. I think it works out for them.
My last transfer was Dembele to Borussia Dortmund. Great young player. They've lost Mkhitaryan, so they lost a really good winger that supplied a lot of goals and assists for them last year.
Mm-hmm.
So to bring in someone that they can groom and work alongside Roy, so he's not going to have that much pressure, should really be able to fit in well with that team.
Oh yeah, if I hadn't put Renato Sanchez, I probably would have put Dembele. Dembele, I think in the first preseason game they played with him, he's already scored a goal, like within a couple minutes. And he seems to be fitting in really well with their style of play. And the fact that Germany's not a super good league, like they've probably got 5 or 6 decent good teams.
Extremely top heavy.
Yeah, and then the rest is just like
ass.
ass.
Mm.
So I don't know. That's a good one for me. And even honorable mentions could be like Emery Moore and stuff for them. They did really well. Which I'm glad that you said that one last, because then it brings us into the clubs that we think did the best business, and my number one being Borussia Dortmund. As of right now, I think they've done the best business in the whole of the footballing world.
To really to keep that spot, I would say they probably need to bring in a center back. A little light.
Yeah, especially if they're about to lose Subotic. All they've got is Bartra, Socrates, and Bender. And the last I saw, they were playing a 3 in the back, so they're going to need more cover. Lucas Piszczek can only be in that for so long before you realize that he's kind of short. So, yeah. But Dortmund, I think, has killed it. They not only got Bartra as an established center back, and Sebastian Rode as an established midfielder. They got incredible talent in Mikel Mourinho from Osasuna?
I have no idea.
Don't remember. It was a La Liga 2 side. Don't remember now. Emery Moore, who's a Turkish striker. Really quick, really good dribbling. I think he may have played in the Euros for a little bit near the end when they knew they were going to lose and be knocked out. He did really well. They have Dembele. So we said Dembele, Mourinho, Moore. They signed one more person. I swear they did. Guerrero, who did very well in Portugal. So I think they're on the way. They're in like a nice middle ground of rebuilding and still being good. Because Dembele, Guerrero, and Rode and Bartra kind of keep them in the doing good side. And then Mourinho and Moore are like building for the future. And they still have, they have fuck tons of money left.
Yeah.
They have to. Because they literally just sold Gundogan to one of the richest teams in the Premier League. Sold Hummels and Mkhitaryan to another one of the richest teams in the Premier League. They got money left. So I don't think they're done yet, which is incredible because they've already made some fantastic moves. So,
I'm gonna go with my best team is where all the good Dortmund players go, and that is Bayern. They've only got like 2 signings, but that is Renato Sanchez and Mats Hummels. You pair Boateng and Hummels together with Alaba on one side, that's I don't know if you can get past that. That's gonna dominate.
Terrifying, yeah.
Dominate the Bundesliga. Semi-finals at least in the Champions League. Anything less than that would be a failure.
Plus, Ancelotti's a good coach. So
he won Champions League with Real Madrid.
And they've still got young players too. Kingsley Coman, who I know they'll retain if they haven't already. Joshua Kimmich, who really shown up in the last little bit of the season in the Euros. So.
And Sanchez is coming in to bolster a little bit of an aging midfield. And then he could start day one and supply them with everything that they needed in the midfield.
He's an engine. He can shoot. He can dribble. He can pass. He literally does it all.
Yeah, he's got pace. He can run past people in the midfield. Him and Vidal together. Actually,
the perfect midfielder. The most complete midfielder at his age.
I would argue that he'll probably be better than Pogba.
Yeah. I mean, he's what, 18, 19?
19, I think now.
And he just won the Euros.
And was probably the star player on the team. I know Ronaldo was there, but I think Sanchez was better.
Yeah, the whole team changed dramatically when he came in. It was like they had a new life or something. The kid is he's gonna be outrageously good. So, my number 2 is my team, Barcelona. They haven't done many transfers, but the ones they have are exactly what they've needed to bolster an already absolutely terrifying team. When you have a core of MSN and an Iniesta, Rakitic, Busquets, do you really want more? But getting that coverage and rotating out people who shouldn't be there, like getting Digne for swapping him for Adriano, making him the backup instead of him is crazy, considering he could probably challenge Alba for a starting role if Alba slips up in any way. He could probably slot in and we wouldn't lose a whole lot.
And I think you could argue that Barcelona slipped at the end of last year because of a lack of depth.
Yep.
Everyone was getting tired.
We didn't have that midfield depth. We definitely didn't have the attacking depth. You could tell Suarez and Neymar were getting winded, and Messi was just coming back after all those all that time off, the injury and stuff. So getting Denis Suarez really helps that out, especially since he can not only can he play the wing to give Neymar or Messi a rest, but the fact that he wants to emulate Iniesta means that he can slot in at the midfield in those cup games and that stuff and get that kind of experience. On top of them already most likely going to retain Sergi Samper and possibly Halilovic. So if that's not more coverage, then I honestly don't know what is. And then getting Umtiti was just like the icing on the cake. As far as I'm concerned, that was the missing piece that they really needed to that defense. Now, granted, they could probably get one more person if they wanted to, but I bet they'll probably stick and twist with either Mathieu or Vermaelen, and I bet it'll be Mathieu. Just because out of the two, he's the least injury prone, and he performed the best. So, and he's versatile. So I don't know. I'd work
for a backup.
Yeah. And keeping at least one of those two means that Mascherano can be thrown into the midfield if they needed to, and then Umtiti could slot in, and if he's not there, then Mathieu could. It all ends up working out for that team. And they're as scary as they already were, the fact that they almost won another treble after their other treble, with like basically not stopping between any of that is crazy. So getting some future getting some future stars and stuff is what they need to do. They didn't need to go out and buy a Pogba or anything. They did solid business. So that makes them my number 2.
Considering that Neymar will probably miss the beginning of the season because of the Olympics.
Oh,
Suarez
yeah.
is very important. Come in.
Forgot about that. If they get past the first round?
Yeah, because the Olympics doesn't start till the very 1st of August.
Oh, that's a problem.
So.
Well, I mean, and they're still looking for an attacker too, which it sounds like from the reports it's going to be Vieto, which isn't a problem with me. I'm fine with that.
But my number 2 is PSG, mainly for the Krychowiak reason that I stated before. He adds a layer to PSG that they just didn't have. They needed Krychowiak. He's going to be able to win them balls and dominate the midfield. Let Matuidi go forward. Matuidi likes to get forward. Matuidi won't have to cover as much back with his pace because Krychowiak is much faster than Thiago Motta. So PSG also, they took the steps to at least get to the semifinal. I think you could argue that they're maybe possible favorite to get into the semifinals of a Champions League, depending on a draw.
Yeah, I don't think they could compete with like any of the top tier teams yet. They'll put up a fight, but I don't think they're at the winning level yet. I don't trust Cavani.
No, that's the biggest problem, is they're having to rely on Cavani to score goals.
But having Ben Arfa now,
yeah,
either will really be a good boon for them, or it's going to be awful. He'll either fit that style entirely, or...
And it'll be really interesting. The new manager, I'm not sure how he'll line that up yet.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know what he's going to do.
But he brings a winning pedigree, which I think will also really help PSG in this summer of managers being the biggest story, really.
Yeah. That's almost the biggest transfers for the clubs are the managers. So, that's a good one. My final one is Manchester United. There was a lot of teams that could go here. Like, a lot. Like, probably like 6 or 7. But I chose Manchester United for the single fact that you're combining the team that they already had, which was decent. It wasn't great. It was decent, with a bulldog of a manager, a bulldog of a striker, And then you add the creative force of Mkhitaryan along with the defensive willpower of Bailey, who's still a young defender and is already accomplished. So I think they did some really good business as a club, mainly getting Mourinho, Zlatan, and Eindhoven.
My only worry with Manchester United is that I don't know if Zlatan fits the system, because Mourinho likes to counterattack. Zlatan's lost a step or two. He's getting up there a little bit. So he could struggle with the counter. I don't know if he's going to want to play that way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mkhitaryan, though, I think will fit that perfectly. I think he will maybe the top assist man in the Premier League.
I mean, they could maybe do like some kind of dual striker and maybe have Zlatan like do hold up play or something.
Watching Mourinho, he believes in a 4-2-3-1, and that's what he's going to play probably. That's what he likes. So, does Rooney go in the midfield? If Rooney goes in the midfield, I don't know if he has the defensive chops to follow what Mourinho wants.
Yeah, I think I saw something where Mourinho said Rooney's place will not be in the midfield. So that kind of begs the question of where does he think he's gonna be?
Yeah, where is he gonna mix together Ibra and Rooney?
Who the hell knows?
It's gonna be two people that really want the ball. Not gonna be enough ball to go around.
One ball, two men. Sounds like a porno. Why'd you just? It went from like to
I don't know about that.
Yeah. All right.
Well, third, I'm going to go with West Ham. Not big names. You know, Faguli, the biggest name they've probably got. Torre, Nordveit. I think they've done really solid transfers. I think they've bolstered that team. A young team for the most part. Antonio and Valencia. Cresswell in the back. Winston Reed, not young, but a solid captain that can really lead that team.
He's only like 27 or something, isn't he?
Yeah, but compared to the rest of the team, he's a little older.
Yeah, true.
But he adds leadership to that team, and I think that West Ham could get that Champions League spot this year. And especially with all of the teams going through manager switches, it could take, a month to really lock down their playing style. And West Ham still have Bilic, who was a great manager last year. Was rumored to be thought of for the England role. Don't think he's going to get it. But a very solid manager, and I think West Ham could get a Champions League spot this year.
Yeah. You pretty much about covered. There's not a whole lot you can really say about them besides they've made some key reinforcements in the places that they need to be reinforced. So that's really all you can say about them at this point. Alright, is there anything else?
I don't think so.
We get it? We make the list? Well, alright guys, well thank you very much for watching. If you watched all the way to the end of this, you're the GOAT. Drop that like if you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button. Also leave a comment, let us know what you think. This has been Aaron.
And Dennis.
And we are out of here.